It's now 6:53 a.m. This is my, I guess it's about my fifth time waking up. Trying to get, trying to get away from that, whatever that is, attacking me. I am in severe pain. Just to try to move is painful. Um, it's in the middle of my back and around my heart. Where these people are really severely attacking me, and it's coming out from under the house. As I sit here, I hear it cut off, and it hits up under this house. It actually hit, like it's making a jerking. I am really in pain. Nowhere I go, I can get away from it. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know if it's somebody up under there that can see through they got something on where they can see where I'm going. And they sending this thing. I don't know what it is. I moved one, 4 times in here. Then I went in my bedroom and I moved 3 times in there. Trying to get away from that um, type. And I think it's swelling up my intestines. But this is reminding me of Daniel Williams. The last video that he did, he was asking for help. He couldn't hardly breathe. These are attacks. This is our sheriff department. I'm telling you, our sheriff department, our city cops, military, and the Freemasons are hiring regular citizens. They turn the whole entire neighborhood against you, but people are using their cars, their porch lights. These not just regular porch lights. These not just regular car lights. They releases direct energy and smart light, but when it's smart does. But when we moved in this house, it was already prepared to attack us. To attack us. So the landlord of this house and the house that we moved from and the house before that and my house are all on are all in part of this gangster, because whoever it is, the people who are following me and following my system are offering them something great. For the landlords to allow these people to attack tenants who are paying them rent. $1,200 is being paid just for us to stay here. The other house, it was $950, and the other house was $950. My house is $750. That these landlords are getting paid from us to our tenants, but it's killing us. The guy who stayed beside me asked my grandson for my landlord phone number. So he had to call them and ask for permission to go up under their house or connect out the yard to this underground system. And when I see people on YouTube who are, I'm trusting in what they're saying that God is showing them, and I talk to them about what's going on with us. I never hear any of them mention it, but they're supposed to be hearing from God. They say they hearing from God. And I do believe God will tell them what's going on with us because I'm giving them the information unless they are afraid too. How can you be afraid when you telling things that the government is doing? You saying things that the president is doing. Unless they just don't believe me. But if they even ask God about it, I do believe God will tell them. I know where I used to go where I used to go to prayer. He said he see a weapon as a light. He did say that he see a weapon as light because that's what they're using, light. Something that they doing everything that look normal because you don't see these people outside. You see nobody outside because they doing it from the inside of the home with remote control. They watching us on monitors inside the house. So when we going outside, they see it or they get a text. Cause the girl next door, I went out the side door because I wanted to go water my trees. I hear her and him say, "She outside." They said it out loud, "She outside," like that because they watching, they monitoring every little thing that I do. So when I'm taking a bath, they watching. I'm giving my sister a bath, they watching. When we walking around in our night clothes, they watching. They watching every single thing that we do. Everything. And who all are they watching? Because there were years they was watching before I even knew they was watching. So how many people are they really watching? People having problems in their body that's not natural, that's being caused by these people with this technology. And I do believe a lot of the sickness and the deaths that has taken place is coming from the technology. I believe it with all my heart. I believe with all my heart that this is being done. It's being done. So every single house that's around this house, the 4 houses in the front, I know for a fact are attacking with lights. Even on the main street over, the house behind us, that 2-story building or 2 or 3-story building. Every house that's around this house, and then people are riding by. They parking. I'll be watching. I can just walk to the window and I can see. Just yesterday, I went outside on the porch, and I could see a blue car over there that factory. I get some kind of, it looked like a potato chip place, and there was a blue car over there just sitting. The same blue that they're using. It's a I don't know what kind of blue. It's not a dark blue. It's not a light blue. It's like a medium blue. These are the cars and trucks that they're using. They're using red, burgundy, but pretty much burgundy. Um, the guy that was over there, I think he dug up under that house over here. He came in. He left in a red car. The car that I've seen is blue, red, silver, and black. Those 4 colors, and white. Each color have a representation of something. They have meanings to the color. And I think red is the most dangerous. And that's what they got me surrounded by, red. Really burgundy. Because the men's that go right in front of us, they have burgundy cars. I got all this stuff on my camera and on this. uh, computer. Um, my camera's even full now because I got so much stuff. But there was one man, he can't even walk good. What I'm saying, they got old people. I'm old, but he got to be older than me because he can't hardly walk. But he'll come over there and sit. I timed him one day. He sat there for a whole entire hour. The one time he sat there, then he left and came back. The lady over this with the red car truck, she went over there and talked to him. I got all this on video. All this on video. There's a lot of things going on when you like this is a dead end. Get to the dead end and make a right turn. There's something. I see a lot of people going back there, so I don't know if that's the community watch. That's where they're going to sign up. A lot of times they go to City Hall. It's City Hall where people signed up to do this. So I'm saying this is our government. So in order for the City Hall to behind people, our mayors are involved in this. Because I did write to the mayor of Fayetteville, North Carolina, who is a funeral home man. So yeah, he could make a whole lot of money off of this right here. I never did hear from him. This is how bad this is hurting me. Because the stuff rushes up through it's going through my private area, all the way up in my stomach. Anybody know me know I've never had a big stomach. Anybody who know me know I've never had a lot of weight on my body. 'Cause I've always had to walk. Because I've never owned a car. And so I didn't like asking people to take me places. So I walk. But this is what these people have done to me. They done this to me. Feeling this, I don't know what this is. But they say it's direct energy and smart dust. I do know there be something like dirt in my ears. So they filling me up with smart dust. Because it's something like dirt be in my ears. I have to clean my ears out. It feel like grit. So this stuff is going all the way up to my brain. This is what they've done to my sister. Where she's no more good. She's just like an infant. This, this is what they doing to us. Why they make money. These people making money to destroy. This is another way to get people off the earth. Another way to only have less than 500 million people on the whole earth so they can bring in their new world order because they want to be able to control the masses. So you got doctors who are medical doctors. You got the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is the one talking about we are paranoid schizophrenia, which is a lie from straight out of hell. The psychiatrist is the one that's paranoid schizophrenia. But we not. We live in this. You got the lawyers, you got judges, you got the sheriff department, which is the one who's like the forefront because they are Masons. You got some dumb Masons who might not know what's going on. But the ones up to the very top, they do. And they got everything connected on the internet. No matter where you go on this earth, they sending it out. If you go to California, they'll send information to California. If you go to Hawaii, they send information to Hawaii. If you go to Africa, they're gonna send information to Africa. If you go to Europe, they're gonna send information to wherever you go in Europe. No matter where you go, they already got this stuff connected through the internet. They travels and connect this stuff. So that no matter where you go, if you stop to a restaurant to get something to eat, they gonna call the restaurant, the person who's at the cash register. I went to my niece's funeral in Washington, D.C., and we stopped at a place in Virginia to get something to eat. And they called the register. The woman got so nervous she couldn't even wait on me no more. What they told her, I don't know. But she couldn't even wait on me. She called somebody else to come up to the register and wait on me. Now she had them waiting on my brother and my grandson. But when I stepped up to the register, she got a phone call. And she could not wait on me. She got very, very nervous. So they told her that I was somebody dangerous. The next time I saw her, okay, when I turned to the left, there was a black man standing there that worked for the city. He was a city worker, looking at me with his eyes all scratched. Then he goes to sit right beside where we were sitting. The next time I saw the lady that was on the register, she outside with her cell phone, her and some guy, and she punching in stuff. This is what these people do. These are cops. This is the law. I'm telling you the God honest truth. This is a pharmacy, the people at the drugstore, the cashiers. I just heard a bump up under the house. Either it cut off or cut on, one or the other. Our city workers, the one that works wiring, doing the stuff on the light poles, the trash truck drivers. These are the people that's doing this stuff, and then they follow you everywhere you go. Cause when we moved at this house, I was taking the trash from around from the back to the front, and some big trucks. I mean, some heavy duty trucks come all the way down here. Went to that man's house with the red truck, and then came back and parked in front of our house. I got it. I got it on video. I don't have to lie about nothing. I got it on video, and then I got it on video where they went to the house right in front of us. Who these people are, I don't know. I know there was a woman there. There was about 3 men, each one of them in a truck, and there was a black car. A black car, and then it was that's when they took that burgundy car over there. It's been over there ever since we moved here. Just sitting there. But they're using it as a weapon. They're using it as a weapon. And I have these men on video on my phone. Because ever since this past weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend before last, they've been coming pretty much every day, almost every day. At first, the older man was just coming on Mondays around 9 or something after 9. That lady over there, she'll start walking. She walks next door and turn around and go back with her dog. As far as she goes is next door. She gonna walk the dog in the backyard if that's the far as you gonna go. Cause they got something like a little. Her husband walks it, a trail in their backyard, but she's being a game stalker. And when she's walking, she's looking over here. She'll walk next door, turn around, and come back and go back home. Then she'll go to the end of the street, then go home. You got the food truck man. The man with the food truck that stays in this 3-story building next to over there. That sound you could hear through this house. especially in my bedroom. So there got to be something in my bedroom ceiling that it agitates or something, because you can hear it. I can hear it in this living room. I can hear it in the kitchen. I can hear it in my bedroom. If you're making a humming sound, and then he have the lights on. But if I go in the laundry room, I don't really hear it that hard, that much. But in my bedroom, that's why I'm saying there got to be something up in the ceiling that is connecting to. Because I would hear it, and I was, well, it's not in my head. That's on the outside of me. Because when they hit me with them signals, they sounds come from out of my body because they got technology in us. Doctors have implanted me. I was having a problem with my heart. And so I went to a heart specialist in Lumberton. And he sent me to Chapel Hill, where they were supposed to be putting a stent in my heart. But I don't think they put a stent in my heart. I think they put a implant because I could feel it move, shaking. When they would hit me with something, it would start shaking. And I took that up. I got this big magnet. I used to have two big ones stuck together, but it fell and one broke. And I was setting on it, and it would stop. But when the military, I was on base, and the guy I was dating, he took me shopping. And when we left there, we went to Walmart. They was, oh, and where we would go, they would follow. They came in Walmart, and he was saying he had a bad headache, so he went back to his room to take some medicine. And that didn't stop the headache, so he asked me, "Do I have a goody powder?" So I said, "Yeah, because that's what I would take for my headache, goody powder." And he laid down and went to sleep. He didn't wake up no more until the next day. So while I was sitting, I was on one side of the bed watching TV, and I fell asleep. But while I was watching TV, I could hear bumping, like somebody was doing something against the wall. See, what they were doing was setting up the whatever that was, they're shooting like a machine gun. It even sound, you can hear it through the walls. And I could hear them setting up, and then I hear somebody slam the door and ran. They actually ran down the hallway. I could hear them running, but I didn't know what they were doing, so I didn't think nothing of it. I just kept watching TV. But they had it setting up over by where, in our room, or in his room, was the sink and the microwave and stuff. So that's probably where they sink and microwave and stuff was too. Probably set it up on the counter, but it was sitting in the where it would hit me. When I woke up, I could hear the sound of it, and they was shooting me in my spine. That's what was going in my spine. So I got up and to try to find a place where they won't shoot it. So it was all the way to the end and inside the bathroom. They won't hit in the bathroom, and they won't hit where the little table was. So that's why I said it. I took me a shower, got dressed, and I sat there the rest of the morning. And so I guess he was sitting over there getting shot up because he couldn't feel it. I really believe that they were knocking him out, putting him to sleep. I do. I think he had under some type of mind control, because he had a big cut up in the front of his face. He said he was in a bad accident. But I think some of these people are under mind control, and I think they are implanted the way they be acting nice one minute, and then they just start looking at you like they really ready to kill you. That's how they look. They stare at you with just a solid stare. and they changes. Even the police, the female police, she was acting one way. She was acting real nice, and then she just her body jerked. And I noticed that the men who was attacking me, they body jerked. The police's. At least the last one, the sheriff, one for the sheriff department, and he bent his knee some kind of way, and he grunted. And the cable man did the same. It was the first cable man was trying to find out what my name was. I would never tell it. He went all the way up into the house and drilled a hole and all that kind of stuff. And then he um, canceled the service because I wouldn't tell him my name. It's not my service. So what you need to know my name for? This is not my house. It's my sister's house. So you don't need to know my name. I'm not the one paying the bill. So I called, I think it was still Time Warner, either Time Warner or Spectrum, to find out why come I couldn't get no services. And that the guy came out to connect it, and they said that he canceled it. And they didn't know why he canceled it. That was the white guy. So they sent a black guy who acted strange the whole time. He would not even look at me. He kept his head down. He walked through the house. I was sitting in my bedroom because I was trying to keep my distance from him because these people act too strange. And so when he walked back to my bedroom to ask me some questions, he still had his head down. He never did look at me that I know of. But when I stood beside him to sign for the services, that's before after he had finished doing everything, he made a grunting noise and something. It was like my vagina flipped up and down. These people can use their mind to do stuff. That's why they open up the third eyes. But they got demons in them that's got this power. You got the judges, the lawyers, everybody open up their third eye. These people into witchcraft and stuff. Cause at the pharmacy at Walmart where I was getting my sister medicine, there was an older man in there. That's the pharmacy in Hope Mill. There was an older man in there. And he was looking at me. I saw his face light up. And where we used to stay at in Lumberton, the people across the street from us are witches. And I saw the man, I saw his face light up. It's like they get some type of energy. When they using their power, they get some type of energy in their face where their face will just light up. And I know they was witches because they was talking about me. I had on this black and white check dress. And I had walked over to the post, not to the post office, to the washer to wash clothes. But I guess I had put this clothes in the dryer and I came back home. And so while I was coming home, because I didn't know who had, at the time, I didn't know who set the witchcraft in the yard. It was a pile of stacked change, stacked on top of each other. So I know that was witchcraft because of another pastor. I used to first started going to church. She told me that somebody was trying to put witchcraft on her through pennies. They threw a bunch of pennies around the church door, and the man that was with her told her, hope don't walk by this witchcraft. And there was a bunch of pennies at my sister's door when we moved her out of it. When we moved her out of it, because my house now was she was staying there for 2 years before I got it. But there was a bunch of pennies there. And but this wasn't just pennies, this was silver and pennies and dimes and nickels. Just stacked in the driveway. We had went to the store in my daughter's truck and came back. When I saw it was on the side, They put it on the side where I would get out of the truck. So when I saw it, I picked it up because I didn't want my grandchildren to pick it up. And that night, I dreamed that a dragon was on top of me, sticking his tongue down my throat. That's what I dreamed. But I didn't know what kind of effect it would have on me. All I knew was witchcraft. Um, I don't even know how I got on that. Oh, about the man at the Walmart, the drugstore, how his face would light up. And I even heard one of them say, that's when we got the watch right there. That day I had on yellow. And the woman said, who? And the guy said, that right there with that yellow on. You know, and I would let people say stuff and I wouldn't say nothing. I don't know why had to feel like they had to watch me because everywhere I go, if it's the doctor, they'll go to the doctor and tell the doctor a bunch of mess. If I go to the drugstore, they'll go to the drugstore and tell the druggist a bunch of mess. When I was going to church, he was like me and robes on. They was like they were going to preach. They were following me to the church. I don't know who these men are, but telling the pastors that I don't believe in tithing. Every church I went to, they went to and would tell the pastor that I don't believe in tithing. The last one that I saw do that, he stood in front of the church and just started talking about tithing. No, he started saying stuff that I have said. Um, he said something about tithing. And he said, well, you can't run a church without money, because that's what I be saying. I said you got to have pay some type of money in church, because you can't run a church without money. Because you got the either you mortgage or renting. You got a light bill, you got a water bill, you got if they in the kind of gas, you got their bills to be paid. You know, so you have to pay. You have to pay some type of money to the church so that it can function, which I do. I never said I don't believe in tithing. I don't believe in the lies that the preachers be telling, saying that if you don't pay a tithe, you curse with a curse. That's Old Testament. That's what if they didn't pay tithe. And then in Malachi, they're not talking to the people. They was talking to the priests, because it was the priests who was in the wrong. Because the priests will allow the men to divorce their wives. They God had a order how you pay tithe. They were just letting them bring sick animals. That's every 10th is the tithe. And then the priest would take the best for himself. So God asked the priest, would he rob God? Yes, he would. And they still robbing him. Still robbing God. And I'm still saying the same thing. So them following me to the churches and the pastors want to turn the whole church against me. I'm still saying the same thing, and y'all liars. And you up there on that pulpit telling lies, which is a sin. Every time you say it, you sinning on the pulpit. Because God never um, command Judah to take a tithe. Jesus came from the tribe of Judah. His priesthood is under the order of Melchizedek, because he's a king and a priest at the same time, and his by oath from God the Father. It's the only way you can be a Melchizedek. Only by oath. You're not born into it. Your mother, your father, nobody can give it to you but God. That's why the Melchizedek wasn't known by the mother, not a father, wasn't born into it because it comes from God. To be a Levite priest, it came through Levi. Moses was a Levite, Aaron was a Levite, Miriam was a Levite, their mama and daddy was a Levite. That's how they become Levites, because of Levi. They were the children and grandchildren, great grandchildren, and on down the line of Levi. The only one that God put in place to be a Levite priest. So you pastors need to stop telling y'all lies that y'all Levites, because you're not a Levite. And God never commanded you to have a tithe. I'm still saying it. And y'all trying to kill me. I'm still saying it. I'm still saying it. You got me all swole up. My face look like it's a balloon. My stomach look like I'm some months pregnant. And I'm in pain right now because y'all swelling up my intestines. You're raping me with dang on technology. I'm raped every single night for some years now. Because you got this stuff going, you're sodomizing me, and you're raping me from the front and the back. Whoever it is that's putting this stuff under this house. Smith is the one that connected it at the other house. When they had that woman to run over that fence, and he rebuilt it and connected it to the underground system. But that's an electrical system. And they had our whole yard, the whole entire yard from the back to the front. With this electrical stuff coming up, and we got this yard here the same way. And I do believe the connection is at that house over there. You're not going to shut me up till you kill me. That's all to it. Because you was attacking me for years before I even knew to even talk about anything. And I want these videos gonna still be here. If they no further than on my computer. If you kill me, my family have an autopsy done. The autopsy, if he's an honest person or she an honest person, they'll tell the truth. There's something ain't right inside my body. And like I said, I'm being murdered. There's no natural death if I die. I was murdered by the sheriff department from Robertson County to Cumberland County, because these are the cities I've been staying in. Even when I went to D.C., the preacher that preached my niece's funeral, he is part of it. There were people attacking me inside the funeral. When I come out the funeral, they had city workers sitting there staring me in my eye. People I knew from my hometown, been knowing all my life, following me around. Even an ex-boyfriend. Cause he and his brother part of it. He got a call. He walked past me. Somebody called him, so he walked past me on the phone. Then he turned around, called my name, come up, hug me. Then he got his brother, which the one I used to talk to back when I was 19. They followed him around because they had their third eye open. There's so many people, especially black folks, just opening up their third eye when they used to wouldn't even let them know nothing about that. They couldn't even be a Mason. You had to belong to something special. You had to have a good position or something in order for you to be able to be a Mason. Now they got every black person, their mama, their grandma, their dogs and cats being a Mason because they need them to get they what they want done. I am in a lot of pain right now, in extreme pain, because I'm hurting up around my heart and in the middle of my back where they keep punching me. It sounds like they feel like they just be punching me in my back. For people to say I'm paranoid schizophrenia and I'm crazy, they're gonna find out. They're all gonna find out because these people are evil and wicked. They're using all this technology. This is how they're gonna kill us with technology. They're actually is creating other V's, something called animal pop and small pop. I don't hear two prophets talking about it, where people gonna be breaking out with rashes. This is being created, being created right now as I speak. Where these people, these scientists is creating this sickness and putting it out in the atmosphere. I got to find somebody that got some bravery, that's brave enough to go up under this house to see what's up under there. Because this is not just the air conditioner that's up under this house. There's something else going on from the house over there that's connected to this house. And whoever owned this house has given permission. Whoever owned that house that we moved from, I want all my sister money back from these people. We stayed there 4 years under tight. The first house we were at, that house 2 years, and I moved because the man was cutting some symbols. And I don't know if anybody else was getting hit, but I was getting hit in my stomach. And it felt like it was, I don't know if it was what these people trying to say, drones. I don't think they were drones. I think it was something else that was hitting me in my stomach. But they keep attacking my stomach, but my stomach just swollen now. It's just swollen. And I'm in a lot of pain. It hurts me to just move because it's swelling my intestines. But I got some letters wrote up. I haven't been able to print them out yet. They're on my computer for my family to read, and they can know who to contact. I might need to just make a video and read it myself so that I can show that what I typed up and what I wrote. And I think that's what I'm going to do, not on this video, but I'm going to have to do a video where I'm going to read the letters, who I wrote them to. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to print it because something going on with my printer. But I'm going to keep messing with it until I get it printed. And I'm going to actually read the ones that I already sent out and who I sent them to, because I sent some out already. They want to kill you so that you can't tell who it is. But I'm already telling it's the sheriff department. They can do the investigation to find out who in the sheriff department is a part of this gang stalking. Who in the city cops is a part of this gang stalking. Who are the doctors is a part of this gang stalking. And the dentists. The drugstores. The pharmacy rather. And I haven't, yes I did. I did call the FBI. When my son was murdered, I called this man. He was Spanish. He had a Spanish name anyway. And I called his office twice. Now I did talk to him. I actually talked to him. He told me that he don't work on my level. I have to contact the chief of police and the DA. But that's what I'm complaining about. Well, how can I go to them if I'm complaining about them? The DA and the chief of police. They had a nasty attitude along with it. Johnny Weaver, who was of the CIA, and they was a woman who was dealing with my son there. All they did was tell lies and cover it up. All the way to the judge. All the way to the judge. Judge Richardson, Johnny Weaver, who was of the CIA. That man name. Our DA, he not the DA no more. And Danny Bradshaw, chief of police. He actually went to court and testified on behalf of the boy that murdered my son. I doubt what my son was supposed to have done. Like he was there. Nothing but lies. Nothing what he said was the truth. Nothing. Because the girl that was talking to my son told me exactly what had happened. She told, and I believe what she said because the boy that called my son to the car, mama told me the same thing that she said. She didn't tell me it was her son that called my son to the car. She just said she heard someone say, Vilas, come here, because my son's middle name was Vilas. She said she heard someone say, Vilas, come here. And after that, she heard gunshots. But it was her son who is dead now, so she could tell the truth. Her son is the one who called my son to the car. The girl said when my son started walking towards the boy, the one that shot my son, sat up. She said she didn't even see him in the car because he was laying down. And when my son started walking toward the car, he sat up and started shooting down at the ground. Not at my son, but at the ground. And my son stopped walking toward Jamel and started walking toward Geraldo. And Geraldo jumped out the car, shot my son, and ran like a coward. But he out here bragging about how he got away with first-degree murder at the clubs. And so the chief of police, he goes to the courts. First, the DA, he never did talk to us. And when he met, set up a meeting, he was a whole hour late. And then he was very rude to us. I'm trying to think of that DA name. Because, like, I want people to know who is covering up murder and the other law. So if you're going to kill me, I'm going to leave whoever responsible that know what's going on. Because when I started People started just coming out of the woodwork at me after the death of my son. After the death of my son. But I was already being attacked though. Because I was having problems way back in the 80s. So I do believe someone was attacking me, but they were making it subtle. So that I think I'm having medical problems. But after my son's death, and I came against the chief of police, all this when things started going bad. And she want a lawyer. She works for a lawyer. She tried to talk junk to me, called me up, because I was trying to get my son information. And he had some money coming to him. I was trying to get that so I could bury him. Because the insurance person gypped me out of my insurance policy that I had for years. And I'm trusting him because he was a deacon of the church, I'm trusting this person and trying to help him. You be trying to help people that you consider your race. There's no such thing as helping people that's considered your race because they will get you. Because that's what he did to me when my son got murdered. I didn't have no insurance because this man gypped me out my policy. And so the new policy, I just canceled it because I was mad. Because he took my cash money that I had on that policy because I had it for some years. The man who I had the first policy, he tried to warn me, but I'm trying to help this young, black man who was trying to establish something. Because the white guy, he had been our insurance man ever since I was a little girl, because he used to pay me to sing Peanut Butter. He would give me a penny to sing that song. And I always like to sing and dance ever since I was a child. And to this day, I still sing commercials. I can't help it. Still sing commercials. And he tried to warn me, but I didn't listen. Because he was my mama insurance man. And mama had insurance on those children. So that's who I had my insurance with my children. And he tried to warn me. I did not listen. And he the one let me know that the dude cashed it in. He got my money. So I had to take a loan out. One of my daughters took a loan out to bury my son.